welcome to Banjo Tips with Matt Marshall. We have a special tip for you today. Here it is. Sirloin tip. This is my friend Chris. Everyone say hi to Chris. Hey, I haven't come to you in a long time, haven't been giving a lot of tips out. It's not that I don't have them, it's that, hey, where we're sitting right now is in our barn, and I bought a house last year, renovated all summer long, and had this beautiful barn, this 1880s barn that has been in working order ever since, and so we've stayed busy with that. But in the meantime, I picked up a brand new student here. This is Chris. Chris has been playing for
about 7 or 8 months now.
7 or 8 months.
Yep.
Wow. He's doing a really good job. Found me on the internet, I guess.
Yep.
And been taking lessons. Drives. How far do you drive?
Just a little bit over an hour.
Wow. A little over and over. Can you believe that, folks? I know if you know me, that you can't believe anybody would drive 3 minutes.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Well, no, stop. Stop. Okay. But what we wanted to do is I wanted to bring a new student out today. We're going to pick a little bit. We're in a barn, so it feels like the hee-haw show. But I wanted to pick a little bit and grin a little bit and then talk about some tips that will help beginners. And he can relate very well to you. So we're going to start out with a song called
Buffalo Gals.
Buffalo Gals.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to say it with the right accent. Yeah.
That's right.
So we'll play for you, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about some banjo tips. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Sounds good.
7 months, you said?
7 months.
8 months. All right. Wow. I think he's doing pretty good, folks.
I think so, too.
In my opinion, which is not, that great, but in your mind, it's great. Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's doing really well. And I want to ask you a question here. One of my first questions I have for you as a beginning banjo player is, I know probably the biggest hurdle that banjo students have to jump over when they first begin is the right hand placement on the drum. And I've had students struggle with that. I've had students pick it up pretty quick. But what was it that what was that tip for you that helped get past that hurdle?
Well, I tell you, it took a lot of getting used to make it feel comfortable. But I tell you, when I first bought the banjo, I did all the research, looked everywhere, trying to find tips and tricks to it. And most of the material that I read tells you to anchor both fingers, which ever since that I've been reading all over the place. That's controversial. I mean, whatever's most comfortable to you. So
right.
I experimented and tried a few different things. Tried just the pinky, just the ring, but the 2 fingers planted here and just keeping it steady. So when you're picking, the fingers stay in the same position the whole time, and you get the muscle memory.
Did you have a lot of pain? Did you feel cramping with that when you first started?
Not so much with the right hand. The left hand, definitely, because I'd never played a stringed instrument. So building up those calluses took a good couple weeks before it didn't hurt and I could play more than half an hour at a time.
Okay. I noticed when Chris first started that he had something that many students don't have, beginning students, and that is he had what we call internal rhythm. He had a metronome inside, and the banjo is very percussionary. In fact, I think when he saw it, he thought it was a drum.
It sure looked like one.
And because of that, and the fact that unlike a piano player or another instrument, you start out with eighth notes.
Yep.
Instead of a whole note, dong, 1, 2, 3, 4, half note, 1, 2. You start out with eighth notes. Yep. And that can be difficult because my wife's a piano teacher. She doesn't really begin eighth notes for, 3 or 4 months or more with a student. So they learn how to play really long notes. We jump in, man, and we gotta play 16, 30 seconds. And so how did some of those tools that you had from a percussionary background help?
Well, I tell you, I think the biggest one was counting. And that helped me a lot, being able to read music and being able to count out the notes. I mean, everybody can 1, 2, 3, 4, but then you learn it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4,
Right.
1 and a 2 and a. You learn the pauses, and I kind of had a good knowledge of that, so that helped a lot getting the timing down when I was playing.
Well, Chris, it's been great having you here, and I guess the tip for a beginner today would be to find what's comfortable. And I agree with you. I grew up with the 2 fingers, and that was gospel. You had to put that thing down,
Sure.
had to play just like that. But I have watched professional banjo players, and I've experienced myself in different positions that it doesn't always have to be that way. I have always taught, though, and I think it's useful to always have something down on the banjo because of the way it alters the sound of the banjo when something's not on it.
Definitely.
For instance, let's illustrate that, and we'll leave you with this tip. Why you should put your fingers down. One finger, something. Even if it's a nose, put it down on the drum, and we'll illustrate that. Let's see if you can do this, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Let's see if we can play Buffalo Gals without the finger on the drum.
Challenge, huh?
Uh-huh, right here,
right.
folks, live on YouTube.
All right.
Let's see if we can do it. Ready? I've had enough. I can't stand anymore.
That feels wrong. That just feels wrong.
Now, just listen to that. Let me play the beginning of this, and I've illustrated this in our lessons before.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, if you can hear that, maybe you can hear this difference. So what it does is it kind of controls the sound. We got some geese out here.
We do.
They like the banjo. It controls and kind of harnesses the sound because otherwise it has a very open, almost like you're playing over a trash can lid. And I like to illustrate it with something like, Foggy Mountain Breakdown. If you play, it just doesn't sound the same.
No.
So here's the tip. You've got to practice that. Doesn't sound like a tip, but it is a tip.
Definitely.
And don't get too caught up on it has to be 2 fingers, but definitely work on that arch position. The arch position, not a flat hand. We've talked about it before, but work on that. And whatever it takes. I have another student I'm teaching right now, and we actually wrote in with pencil the positions for his fingers.
Oh.
So he could have a reference every time to go back to that. So practice that, you'll get a better sound. And then count. Oh, I hate it when my mom told me to count in music, but I'm so glad I've learned to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Chris honestly picked up the banjo a much quicker time than normally people do because I believe of his rhythm background. So take that, learn to count. 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 yet.
Yep.
All right,
You
thanks
bet.
a lot.
Thank you.